Jungle.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Welcome everyone to Bawang News. It's Monday, 21st January 2019. I'm Fatima Zahra, Philadelphia. Protein is an essential macronutrient, but not all food sources of protein are created equally, and you may not need as much as you think. The National Academy of Medicine recommended that adults need at least 0.8 grams of protein every kilogram of body weight. For a 140 pounds person, that means about 50 grams of protein each day. We have our reporter Shairah Yahya to discover furthermore about protein live at Philadelphia.
Hello and hi everyone. My name is Shairah Yahya, your reporter for today. So now I'm at Digestion town to interview some of the residents about how far they know about protein. I'm really excited to know what's gonna be their response for today. So let's go. Okay, do you know what food has protein? Chicken. Chicken. Egg. Egg, chicken, meat, beef, nuts, yogurt, and so on. Do you know about protein digestion? Pardon? I learned just now. Wait. Okay. When we eat the food rich in protein, will mix with the saliva to be swallowed to the stomach. In stomach has
A few moments later.
in stomach HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, to activate protein enzymes. Okay, so now I'm at one of the famous professor in Philadelphia town. So I'm going to ask and get the brilliant answer. What is protein? So let's go.
Protein is made from 20 plus building blocks that called amino acids. Because we don't store amino acids, our body makes them in two different ways, either from scratch or modified. For example, lysine, isoleucine, and leucine, that known as essential amino acids that must come from our food. When we eat food from protein, we also eat everything that comes alongside. For example, different fats, fiber, and sodium. Eat this protein package that's likely to make difference for our health. It's important to note that millions of people worldwide, especially young children, don't get enough protein due to food insecurity. The effect of protein deficiency and malnutrition range in severity, from gut failure and loss of muscle mass to decreased immunity, weakening the heart and respiratory system, and can cause the death.
That's all for today. Let's go back to studio. I'm Shairah Yahya. Thank you.
We are at the end of the news. We ended this news by footage prepared by a Food Technology Society about a further explanation of protein. That's all for today. Assalamualaikum and goodbye.
We begin with the consumption of food into the mouth. Chicken is one of the protein. Food is broken down mechanically by the teeth and form bolus before being swallowed. The bolus travels past the epiglottis through the esophagus by process of peristalsis. At the end of the esophagus, the bolus enters the stomach.
Protein digestion begins in stomach. Pepsin is the protein digestive enzyme of the stomach, which is activated by hydrochloric acid. Pepsin cleaves the peptide bonds to polypeptide and free amino acid. These polypeptide then will go to small intestine.
In small intestine and pancreas, pancreatic and small intestinal enzymes split polypeptide further. Second, enzyme on the surface of the small intestinal cell hydrolyze this peptide and the cell absorbs them. Enteropeptidase convert pancreatic trypsinogen to trypsin. Trypsin inhibits trypsinogen synthesis, cleave peptide bonds next to the amino acid lysine and arginine, convert pancreatic procarboxypeptidase to carboxypeptidase, and convert pancreatic chymotrypsinogen to chymotrypsin. Chymotrypsin cleave peptide bonds next to the amino acid phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, asparagine, and histidine. Carboxypeptidase cleave amino acid from the acid carboxyl ends of polypeptides. Elastase and collagenase cleave polypeptides into smaller polypeptides and tripeptides. Intestinal tripeptidase cleave tripeptides to dipeptides and amino acid. Intestinal dipeptidase cleave dipeptides to amino acid. Intestinal aminopeptidase cleave amino acid from the amino ends of small polypeptides.
The stomach empties the chyme containing the broken down protein into small intestine, where the majority of protein digestion occurs. The pancreas secretes digestive juice that further break down the protein fragment, and the two major pancreatic enzymes is trypsin and chymotrypsin. Next, at the brush border, there are three types of enzyme like aminopeptidase, carboxypeptidase, and dipeptidase. They digest the peptides into single amino acid, dipeptides, and tripeptides. The muscle contraction of the small intestine makes the digested protein to the absorption sites. The goal of the digestive process is to break the protein into dipeptide and amino acid for absorption. In the lower parts of the small intestine, the amino acids are transported from the intestinal lumen to the intestinal cell to the blood capillary.